So I've run into quite a few people lately who've been dealing with neuropathy. And neuropathy is unfortunately a medical condition where a lot of times the tips of their fingers and the tips of their toes lose their ability to feel. Those nerves start to go dead and they can't feel anything anymore, which makes it so much harder to do anything. Picking up your fork to eat your food or to put clothes on or to grab something because you can't feel it. I was watching uh, a talent show on television as well, and there was a person who was developing neuropathy who was a violinist, and eventually he was not going to be able to play the violin anymore as those nerves began to deteriorate even further. As I thought about neuropathy, I thought about emotional neuropathy, how we sometimes become very insensitive to what's going on around us. And it makes sense that we do. We're blasted with all kinds of things on media, news, everywhere that desensitizes us to really tragic things, really painful things. And sometimes it's almost like we've just gotten used to it and we don't pay attention to it, especially when we are dealing with loved ones. Oftentimes, when a loved one comes to us and is telling us that they're struggling, there's a part of us that I think is wanting to help and wanting to be there for that person. But there's another part of us that is insensitive. Maybe it's that we just want to push it away and we don't want to deal with it, or we've heard this a million times and we don't want to deal with it anymore. And so we become desensitized or insensitive to the plight and the struggles of somebody else. As I've thought a lot about that, what I've come to believe, and I maybe I need to think about this even further, but I'd love to hear some of your comments about it, is that we've come to place where we're actually numbing. We're numbing our heart. We're numbing with social media. We're numbing with all kinds. There's thousands of ways that we numb, but we're numbing who we really are. We're numbing our light, our power, our ability to support, lift, make a difference in other people's lives. We're numbing that for whatever reason. We're numbing it, and the more that we numb, the more insensitive we become, the more apathetic we become, the more resentful, the more depressed we become because we're numbing the pain that we are experiencing. We're numbing the sensations, whether it's joy or happiness. We're just numbing it. We're numbing it all. And the more that we numb, the more insensitive we become. As I've been working with people and laying out the finding peace process, this one of the first things that we take a look at is what are our wounds and how have we been numbing them? What have we been doing to numb those wounds so that we don't have to feel the pain? And as Brene Brown says, unfortunately, you can't selectively numb pain and hope to feel happiness. You can't selectively numb the painfulness and hope to feel joy, because when we numb everything. And the more that we numb, the more insensitive we become. So I often reflect when I am maybe not being as compassionate and empathic with the people that I love. I take a look at it and say, well, a wound maybe is getting stirred up for me, and I'm immediately wanting to go into a numbing behavior. And as I numb, now I can't be fully present with this person that I love. I can't be there with this person to support them and sustain them and to just to be there to love on them. I can't do it because I've just numbed myself in whatever way, thousands of ways of doing it. So I just wanted to share that with you today. Wanted to hear what you maybe do to numb things and hear your thoughts about when we are numbing, it really increases our insensitivity. Thanks. Take care.